Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our November meeting. Okay.
December.
December. Okay, right. We got our November minutes, so I need a motion to accept the minutes from our November meeting.
Motion.
Motion, second, please.
Second.
Second, all those in favor? And opposed, none opposed. All right. Well, that's the minutes from our November meeting. Attendance, everybody knows who's here. That's something to take attendance.
Welcome, Kara.
From the public.
Thank you.
Kara.
Your first meeting.
Welcome. This is your first meeting.
Hey, Kara.
Let's not make it our last. It's the fun one, the fun meeting.
Nobody here from the public. We do a couple little items as we discussed earlier, and I think we do need to say it a little bit in public about the snow and the leaves. So let's just put that out.
Yeah, so, the leaf pickup unfortunately was, came to a halt with the last heavy snow that we had. Not due to lack of effort. The guys worked holidays, the guys worked every day till dark, the guys worked weekends to try to accomplish this. This is, weather dependent. If there was a snow like today's snow on top of the leaves, we could have, give it a day or two and gone out and picked up what we had left. We do encourage people when they call after our first round of leaf pickup, to be guaranteed, because the packer trucks stay out until the end of November, beginning of September or December, given we don't get a heavy snow. So, and them trucks did stay out till the beginning of December. So to be guaranteed that your stuff picks up, because they keep rotating. So, although it's random, to be guaranteed that your stuff is picked up, your best off cannon bagging after your first round.
Okay.
Only due to weather.
Right. That was some of the public comment. People aren't here, but they sent them.
Yep.
Questions into the supervisor's office, so I just wanted to
I don't.
clear that up.
And, yeah, so we stripped down what we needed to set up our snow plows and everything. We did keep two of our older trucks with leaf machines and boxes on them, given the fact, hey, maybe we'll get a break, some of this will melt. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to get some of the bigger piles along the road that we, obviously the ones that were on the roads we plowed through, and it's very evident that they're there.
Thank you
It's-
for saying that, because you have done that in the past.
We have.
And
And if we're able to do it, although it's not fun, we do try to do the best we can for that. But it's all weather dependent. You're not in the so. No,
But it's December 2nd and you.
I know, there's a whole nother zone after you.
Oh,
You're
That's-
in threat.
I'm in 4, and we got the first pickup, which is good because a lot of the leaves have come down already by then. So if you were sort of diligent in getting your stuff out there, you would have had it on the first. Might have some stuff left for the second, but
Right.
to your
So
point,
the effort and the intent is there on our behalf to try to get that cleaned up, but it benefits everybody. So if we're given that opportunity, I'm not saying end of December after Christmas, if we get a heat wave, we're still gonna be set up. I'm saying within the next few weeks, if we're able to get something done, we will. So that's where we're at with that, but it'll be a minimal crew, because the same stuff we use for leaf pickup is the stuff we plow with, and at this point in time, we need to be fully set up for snow plowing.
So we're still in the public comment. I'm sorry, I'm Bill McPartland.
Chris Injury, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
hi, Chris.
How you doing, Gene?
So you have some things for the public comment period?
I do, yeah. I wanted to come to talk about the Blackneck Park basketball hoops, that we purchased for the town last year. We were told they were going to be put up this past spring, summer, fall. That wasn't done, so wanted to, it was over a $10,000 gift to the town. We paid for the hoops 100%. Half of it came from donations when a former coach passed away. Another $5,000 or so came from our own money, from the kids, the families, fundraising, things like that. So, when I met with the town supervisor last year, she had more than said, if you're able to provide this gift to us, we will put them in, put in new poles, the whole 9 yards there. Ray, you were at the meeting, Gene, you were at the meeting. I understand things happen for whatever reason, change in supervisors and, I'm sure Parks and Recreations is a busy job, but, at the same time, it was a gift to the town that's just sitting in storage. So I just wanted to see where we stand with that.
So that is, not on the politicians or changing
Right.
supervisors
Yeah.
or anything like that. That's solely on me and my department. I don't know if you've been down there, they air hammered out, so the configuration of the basketball hoops that you bought are different from obviously the ones
Right.
that are there. So the ones that are there have 4 poles in the
Yeah.
ground. Yours is a single pole
Correct.
system. So when them 4 poles ones were put in, unfortunately, I've been here that long that I put them in.
Yeah.
So they have a massive amount of concrete on them.
Yeah.
Okay, so for us to pull them out and put the new ones in, because yours are like surface mount ones.
Yeah.
With plates. So I don't know if you've been down there, they did air hammer out where they laid it all out to be correct as far as distance wise, and there's a lot that
Yeah.
goes into that.
Sure.
We wanted them to be correct.
Correct.
So what we had to do, we had to air hammer out until we reached the concrete, okay, which is down below the
Yeah.
playing surface itself. They do have the brackets made, we bought the anchors, so what we kind of have to do, saw cut them all out, air hammer them out, build a box that we can pour the difference in concrete, okay?
Okay.
So it a little more we have to do.
Yep.
With anchor bolts and everything has to be drilled, epoxied in, re-poured, so it is a time consuming thing.
Right.
So we did try to get to this in the fall.
Yep.
One of the concerns was because of how much work we had to do, we were concerned about, we have to cut the old ones out.
Right.
Cut them below grade and patch them in. So one of the concerns was that we were gonna take this apart and not be able to accommodate the end of last season.
Right.
Because it wasn't a simple fix.
Right.
If it would have been a couple day thing
Yeah.
that we could have done one court, let them play on the other,
Yep.
but it didn't turn out to be a simple installation.
Sure.
Sometimes it's harder to retro something than it is to just start from scratch.
Right.
So I do apologize
Oh, that's
that we have all the equipment. It's
Okay.
stored inside. We mocked one up.
Okay.
One of the concerns that the park supervisor brought up, now I know that the ones that you bought are adjustable.
Yeah, so we don't want them to be adjustable.
So
once they're up,
that's
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
I'm glad you agree with that
Yes.
because we're actually looking at making in our fabrication shop, instead of that crank.
Yep.
We're gonna get it put in with the crank. We're
Yep.
gonna set it to regulation height.
Yep.
And we're gonna build locking bars
Perfect.
so that they can't be adjusted. That was one of the concerns because of the pinch points on them.
Yeah, and I had asked that when I bought them, because I had told them that we don't want them adjustable.
So-
We don't want kids putting them down, so.
It's a pretty simple thing because they are 2 sleeve points and we're
Okay.
we're gonna build a locking bar on them, so it'll be good, sturdy. We don't have to worry about a liability.
Okay,
something
yeah,
like that. So,
absolutely.
again, that is solely on me.
Okay, yeah,
We did make an effort, but we
Yeah.
also didn't wanna destruct everything and
Right.
there
No,
would be no
that's
play.
understandable. You, and I'm not gonna hold you to it, but just because I get questions about this weekly. Do you have like an ETA or?
They will be there first thing in the spring, I can
Okay.
guarantee you.
Okay.
Because if we get some decent winter, weather over the winter.
Yeah.
You know, we're able to go over there and shovel them out. If we get a couple warm enough days,
Yeah.
you know, obviously we can use concrete with a little calcium in it, so it doesn't freeze and crack.
Okay,
We want to do it properly.
right. No, absolutely.
And I know we have to address, there was an issue that was brought up too about the boundary behind. Like the edge of the blacktop was
Right.
too close,
Right,
so
yeah,
we want, that would be something that we would have to address in the
yeah,
spring.
yeah, kids turn their ankles on that sometimes.
So we want to put something there, to give it a little, although it's out of play.
Yeah.
It's not really
Yeah.
far out of play, so rather than slip on the grass, we'll put, you know, 2 or 3 foot of something on the ends so that we don't have a liability and no kid gets hurt, you know, nobody wants that.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
That's what
That all-
I'm reading
that all
in the
sounds
email
good.
chain here, and that's what I'm looking at my phone, because I just got that this morning, but,
Yeah.
and that was one of the things about the location. But I think you understand that when we do something, we have to do it to make it last forever, and
Yeah,
we're dealing with the public,
absolutely.
it's not like one you're putting in your driveway.
Right.
No,
No, I completely understand that.
And I
you know,
think as well, we'll do the bench that you guys wanted.
Yeah.
In memory of.
Yeah.
I know you were kind of given a kind of a verbal agreement on that, but we'll make that happen.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
work
we'll
with
buy
you.
the bench and everything.
We'll pick a spot and we'll do something nice for
Yeah.
the people that brought this to,
Perfect.
and including yourself, you know.
Appreciate it. Okay, yeah, that's great. That sounds perfect.
We've had some struggles getting some things done. It's not just your project, but
Right.
others, because of
Yeah.
being shorthanded. You look at our agenda here,
Yeah.
we're looking to hire 3 more people.
Right.
If I'm looking to hire people.
Yeah, no, that's
Over
fine.
a
I just
year.
wanted to kind of, hear what's going on other than an email chain and, so that all sounds perfect. I appreciate that.
And if you wanna just occasionally reach out to me.
Yeah.
You can call my office. Happy to speak with you on that, and then, you know, if there's any update, I can give that to you or progress or, okay?
Perfect. Okay, appreciate it.
I mean, we wanna do it right for you.
Yes, thank you.
We have to do it right.
We have to.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But it is beautiful equipment. We do appreciate it as a township that, you know, it's gonna be a great upgrade.
I think so.
So hopefully we can all utilize
Thank you
it.
for coming in. You know,
Thank
I'm
you.
sure it's spring. get through winter.
Yeah.
Mild one anyway.
So.
Okay. Next on the list.
All right, so number 1 is this highway crews, as always, working resident request. We're getting to the end of hot mix, so we'll be using coal patch probably by the end of the month. For basin repairs, so we had a couple manholes pop out during snow plowing. You know, we really don't have a lot of frost yet, so the plows grab everything. When we did plow on Thanksgiving, we only plowed to the flow line, so we did get a few calls that we weren't all the way back to the mailbox, but the amount of damage we would have done wouldn't have been
No.
worth it, so, just to be upfront, we stayed within our parameters.
Right, it was heavy wet snow,
Yeah.
and you're probably better off not pushing it back just yet.
Right, so we made sure that we were back to our basin so that there wasn't any water issues or anything like that. We popped out a few of our catch basins, we popped out a few of Matt's. Thank his crew for fixing, coming out and, repairing the ones that, you know, needed the lids, cleaned out, reset. Our guys went out and fixed the ones that were ours, so we were able to get them repaired and patched back in before the next plowing. We did a drainage project that Shannon Boulevard, there was a box culvert across the end. It's been going back and forth with state DOT. It's within the state DOT right away. We've had them up there since we paid Shannon in the beginning of summer. Big fight back and forth over who owns it, who does it, who takes care of it. So we took care of it and we can continue that fight. So, it just wasn't gonna be resolved between the two entities before being able to do it for the winter was an option. So
We have to take care of it.
we did it. It's done. So other than that, we're preparing for winter equipment for our winter operations in the highway department, stripping down leaf trucks, putting on plows, wings and sanders. Obviously filling up the barn with salt and sand, before, the end of the year budget runs out. Personnel, highway and parks, tentative hire of 3 grounds workers. And, this was one vacancy that we started with. We had 1 resignation and we had 1 retire. So, 1 step forward, 3 steps back, I would say. So, we're working on that. We do have some applications coming in. We've had some phone calls with interest, trying to get some applications in. I don't know how you did at the job fair. I know you went, and I don't know how active that was. So Matt as well, me and Matt have talked back and forth that if he has an applicant, I mean, he prefers people with some plumbing experience and that, and, you know, if they don't fit his, he'll cross them over to me. So, I mean, my guys start out as ground workers and we train them to what they are throughout their career. So we have that agreement that if he has one that just doesn't, that interviews well, that just doesn't make his criteria, he will give them to me. So.
Eric and I actually had a brief discussion, very preliminary, about potentially holding a job fair here, because we have so many departments that are looking for people, but it's really in its infancy. It was just kind of like we tossed it out there. So if that's something that you guys would be, interested in, we're trying to figure out how to pull in the right people.
I mean,
Like reach out to the school, engineering schools, reach out to different places to try to pull them in and just hold something like in the town boardroom for a day or something.
Jared may be a good fit for that, so.
Yeah, well, we gotta get through like year end and the beginning of January, so maybe like
All right, so
mid-January.
like the 3rd.
Just give it like mid-January. Great.
Especially if it gets cold enough in contract.
No, I'm thinking like my grounds workers, a lot of landscapers that don't do snow work or, the people are out of work, and a full-time opportunity with no layoff in the winter might be attraction to that type of personnel. So hopefully, yeah, I'd be interested in that.
It's worth a show. What's the worst that happens? We all sit in the town boardroom for a couple hours, we can sign claims, we can,
Right. Yeah, no, I think it's worth a try.
It might give a good insight too to what kind of turnout we could do for the future for something like that as well. That would be good. Thank you. Number 3, parks crews. We're working in various parks since our last meeting, picking up leaves, trimming brush, along with leaf pickup on the boulevards. They do it in conjunction with our crews being out so that we can dump them within the right of way, and then the vacuums can clean them up. Keeps them moving, makes it a little more streamlined to cover the areas that they have to cover.
Yeah, well, we have places where we didn't even get ours picked up, the towns,
Right, we do.
right?
I need to get to work, my friend.
Thank you.
All right,
Follow up with me.
I will.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. So yeah, again, putting mowers away, we had them right out, but they're still out even when we got snow, so we're servicing them up, putting them away. We try to do as much maintenance on them right now when we put them away for the season, new blades and such. At least a majority of them, so in the springtime when we're able to get out, they're ready to go. So that's the type of stuff they're doing, setting their trucks up for winter time. Number 4, yard waste pickup. The yard waste was on loose pickup until November 29th. The trucks did stay out until the 29th. So November 29th fell on a Wednesday. We were able to cover the whole town from zone one back to zone one in them 3 days. Bags and cans were medium to light. So they were able to make it through there in a few days. As always, our guys out on the road we self-police, look for things. So, there was a few when we were out doing our snowplow on Thanksgiving, somehow people brought their cans and bags out, so we had a few, so unannounced, unadvertised, we did one more canvas to be for courtesy.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't for everybody to drag them out of the garage and put them out in the snowbank for us. It was stuff that we found when we were out, so.
Yeah.
But we did drive every road, so. It's done.
Well, and as we have discussed earlier, we're starting to think about different ways to deal with yard waste,
We are.
right?
Yep.
And the expense that we're incurring with that, and possibly, this is something, again, we'll have to talk about, that the second round of loose leaf may have to go to bags and cans.
Well, the discussion should be had. It doesn't, before this gets blown out of proportion, it doesn't have to be big changes, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be. We're always looking to streamline things and find a better way, identify timelines as to how long it takes us during certain times of the year, sometimes it's heavy, sometimes it's light.
Yes.
But you still have to provide the same amount of service within the same time period, so adjustments can be made. That's what we have to look at, and, hopefully we come up with a solution that is accommodating to everybody,
Let's talk a little bit for just 1 minute about the, as I said, where they use loaders and that sort of thing, that to pick up, but that must be more volume then, because I imagine by putting it through the vacuum, the volume of the material.
so the
goes
volume
down.
would be down. The abrasions code, so when you're out with a loader and stuff like that, you need a tractor to pull it out on the road. 2, you need to scoop it up. You think they complain about dust? You wouldn't even imagine what they complain about skidding that loader down the road. And yes, it is larger. I think we would have a hard time getting rid of it for free like we do now, because it would be mixed and not a
Well,
product that could be reprocessed.
Yeah.
So. And back when we did that, we only did one time, and then that, it's very, very time consuming.
It's not as fast.
Not as fast.
Less
you're-
manpower, but not as fast.
Less manpower, but you're running down the road with open dump trucks, not a confined space that has. So when you vacuum and they get smashed up and broken down, you're getting twice the volume, or at least 1.5 times the volume in that truck that you would get loose. So there are benefits. I honestly think some towns still do it with a loader because they don't have the capacity or didn't buy the equipment back when it was affordable. If we had to buy this equipment today, other than maintain what we have, I think you would be having to look at different options. It's just astronomical what the equipment costs, even the uptake, we used to do the repairs and the upkeep of them 3 machines to go out for the season for $12,000. Now we're 10,000 a piece with us welding all the liners in and everything.
Yeah.
So the expense of them and to replace them, I mean, it may be something we have to look at down the road, but it could be the bearer of bad news, but my job. But yes, very costly.
What is our job?
You tell me no. Yeah. So like I said earlier about the leaf pickup, if, within the next week or 2, if we're able to, we will most definitely try to get what we can. Number 5, Babe Ruth Fields, the supervisor's been in contact, Babe Ruth at the end of the season had a small wish list, up against the fence where the water laid from, the joint project with Matt, myself, our departments did, tile drains in there with a main drain down through the center, so, one of the problems is the steepness of the plant bill closure runs down and it lays along the fence. Our fingers went close to the edge of the fence, but it still seeps in and has a little water line along the fence. Essentially about the width of what a warning track would be. So they had a desire to do some, it was pretty much minimal, some aerating, some, little bit of compost fill and some hydro seed or some special seed along the edge. So I told Aaron that was no problem, that we would work with them in the spring to do that. It's essentially an eyebrow around the outside of the field to pitch it back to where our drainage pipes end. So we'll work with that with them rather than just do it ourselves. And they had their field crew and their guy in charge over there. They have a plan. So
Okay.
instead of us doing something and it not be to their liking or whatever, we'll
This is your
we'll go with
plan, we'll go with your plan.
we'll go with their plan, and we're happy to work with them. Actually, it'll be good to work with the groups to get them what they want in them fields, and I don't have no issues with that at all. And a lot of the equipment that they had requested that they thought they would need to do it themselves, we have a majority of it. So I think we can utilize our equipment, do a joint project with them, and I think it'll be pretty much a good ending for everybody in that.
Are they happy with the overall grass? Or the-
Yes, they said the improvements was good, but you know, they had concerns around that outside that a kid could get.
Yeah, unfortunately, the landfill by design is clay cap, so the water doesn't get in.
Yeah.
So it does run off. And
There is a berm there. The problem with trying to maintain that berm is all the large power wires in it that runs the lights for the field. Not a good design. But you know what? They got lights in it, and that's more than a lot of people, so. It just limits our options. Town board resolution tentative of hiring 3 grounds workers, probably not with the holiday and coming up quick, but by some miracle, if I get one, I will get it to you.
Our meeting, I think, is December 17th this month, so everything's resolution just due the day after finance. I mean, I think it's still the same time for, well, maybe it's not the same.
No, it's
Usually it's the following.
Yeah.
so.
Get them ready ahead of time.
Same thing with budget mods. Kathy asked me about those.
Yeah.
I really need them by probably sometime like mid-Tuesday, because now that it's the end of the year, I'm starting to give descriptions to the board. We're starting to go in depth into the budget mods rather than just, we're gonna be having budget mods.
I think they're talking to you. They just included me to be polite.
All right, open discussion, speed sign, Alice Wagner.
Yes, I talked to Erin on that. She had a request on that. They checked the resolution. There was nothing in the resolution, but it's only a, we can put it up, so,
Well, you
Yeah,
don't
but-
have any speed limit signs on it? or
no, they were
Issue?
never put in. They were never in, I don't know. Yeah, just the standard sign, yeah. Just a resident called and was concerned that it wasn't posted. So,
Somebody like vaguely mentioned it to me.
yeah,
I'm
so,
wondering if it's the same thing.
Was that on the developer when they built the development?
well, if it wasn't in the plans, the developer wouldn't have been obligated to put it
Yeah.
up. So,
When we looked, it wasn't on the plans.
it was just something that was missed that it's not mentioned. We'll
Is it
put
on the
this on.
Kells Farm plan?
Yeah. Huh? Everything
Yeah.
else,
Every,
and that's the town standard.
The question was whether it was a town road in the first place. We researched that just to make sure.
That's a town road.
Going in to the deck, yeah.
The little cul-de-sac going. up to
Everything
that's
off of it is all private and they maintain it, so we just follow the main,
We plowed the main road there.
down to the, around the last building and stop,
Plowed Kilt's Farm.
maybe. We did last year, we plowed Celts.
And thank you and the crews for coming out on a holiday, Thanksgiving, to plow the roads and salt the roads and it's not, you know, this is what we do.
It is, so I'll just give you a little timeline on what we did on Thanksgiving, so. The morning crew was in about 9 o'clock. 45 minutes after the snow started to stick, you know. We went out with 5 sanders in the morning. A couple small trucks, 2 dead ends and stuff, so. The sanders were out, till about 1 o'clock. Getting. You know my theory on that, get the salt down on the bottom so it brines up. I know I talked to you that morning a couple
Yes, we did.
times with concerns and, obviously, every parking lot was full of people, so the snow didn't really deter anybody from getting out. But, so we got that material down in that snow, so the cars would brine it up. So them guys went home at 1 o'clock. We were back in plowing at 7 PM that night. Everybody came in to plow, scrape the roads up, so.
No, I think.
In all fairness,
Let
you know, I
them
gave-
go home, have some dinner with their
Yeah.
families, spend some time and then
Exactly.
come back to work.
Short period of time, but yes, at
Yes.
least they were able to have some dinner and, you know, get back out there, you know, commutes are always our guidelines for trying to have the roads like this morning for the buses and school closures, whatever.
Yeah.
Always a time limit for us. So, you know, unfortunately, some people were inconvenienced getting to houses and stuff like that. I apologize, but yeah, we have one crew. We can't be 24 hours straight. So,
No, that's understandable.
we take every storm. There's no textbook. We do every storm a little different. A lot has to do with temperature, a lot has to do with the materials we use. So, for all that know more than me, they can send me an email.
Oh, yeah. Very beginning.
So, open discussion. Did the girls have anything for me? Do you have anything for me?
Oh, just one question. Is it possible to have somebody come over and quickly go up the path to the gazebo with a little bit of a skirting for tomorrow's tree lighting? So we could put up lights?
Skirting?
You know what I mean? Like here's like a little bit on the edge. Cause we're gonna put like, solar,
Shovel the grass.
solar stakes.
So you want the sidewalk cleaned? Is that what you're asking?
Walking a little bit on the edge. Yeah, and the sidewalk plus. I was gonna come with my big shovel, but I couldn't ask.
You know what I have for doing that, right?
Who didn't?
It's the same ones that do the Christmas lights. What are they?
Great. I have a snow, Joe. We could have gone out and just charged them.
That sounds like fun.
As long as there's a lot of highway for you open, when to talk about Knott Street, why not? That's roads.
Okay, street was paved, on Monday, so they're done with it, the season, they put down paint, markings for the striping, and they'll be back in the spring to put down the epoxy, and it will be open for the rest of the winter without any issues. And I believe on Tuesday, the electrician came in and did the work to modify the traffic signal. Because after all of our talking back and forth with the DOT, they at the last minute decided to let us use cameras there and provided the cameras. And we had already planned for all the work in the asphalt.
In the asphalt.
But it still costs us the same because the additional time for the electrician to do that work and switch to the work on the poles and to the pole boxes. But outside of the pavement.
So they're using cameras rather than putting it in the
Yes.
blacktop.
Yeah, so next time it wouldn't be an issue, but if we ever had to do the road again, and we're, county's gonna benefit the most. But when they go do and redo the road, they don't have to put the new signals in.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I was at the intersection yesterday. I'm not sure, if it's set right. Have you gotten any complaints or anything about that? If you're on Balltown trying to make a left to go on Knott Street, like you're coming from Town Hall and you're going south or whatever, and you wanna make that left.
Did it take a while?
Well, it went through 2 cycles and I was there at the second cycle. I didn't wait for the green arrow because there was no oncoming traffic. We don't have
You
to
don't
if
have
there's
to.
no oncoming traffic. It wasn't a red arrow.
Yeah,
Oh, it wasn't a red arrow.
so what I can do is I can tell the county, because that's they work with DOT on the signal. And if the work was done as far as putting in the infrastructure, if they made the changes to the program.
It not, it might not have been it, because somebody else was facing the other direction and wanted to turn down Knott Street. We're both on Balltown turning, and they're waiting as I'm waiting, and they weren't going anywhere either. Usually that turn arrow is after it goes red, and then you get the arrow. It's not before.
Yeah, I know.
Better than before. Remember what were we doing? And we had an issue where they timed it and like they were giving more access to.
Oh, that was Bill McPartlin on Balkan Road, same thing. In Antwerp, there's no lights.
The state to change them back, like we were getting.
It was during evening traffic when the school was getting out. But traffic was bottlenecked all the way from in front of, yeah, it was. It was all the way to Baltimore, all the way to Union Street.
This is during the day when you guys did something maybe in front of the co-op. And they had switched the lighting to give more access, and it took like forever to get them to switch it back because I would sit for like 4 lights trying to make it right on a Balltown or onto Knott Street.
Yeah.
Cause it was changing so quick.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah. Do we have a
We did, I got it taken care of the first time.
Okay.
Say hello, morning, go next place.
These are things I pay attention to. I'm not sorry. I know when it works and I know when it doesn't.
Hey, Bill, it makes the day go by. I'm happy.
All right, I think we're ready for Rory.
First item is the Schenectady Holiday Parade. The Community Programs Department was in the parade on the 23rd. This is the first time ever that the town of Muskegon had a float, and I think we knocked it out of the park. It was an amazing night. It was awesome. And we're already brainstorming for next year. It actually came up with another good idea I gotta tell you about. So I'm thrilled with our first attempt, and actually, I think we should have won. So I don't know who did, but we got ripped off. But besides that, it was just an amazing night.
Well, thank you all for your.
It was so fun, so fun.
Pictures.
Loved it. Next is Toys for Tots. Our annual Toys for Tots collection started on November 1st and will end on Friday. Actually, probably, and they're picking up the boxes on Monday. The boxes are located in the vestibule. And so far, I think we have 3.5 full boxes. As much as in the past, but things have been coming in as of late. So I think we're still gonna meet our goal of 5 boxes, so. Always there to
Hopefully
help.
we'll get some more
help
on
the kid.
Friday too with
Flip
tree
The
lighting.
tree lighting and parents night, which I'm. Things of our very own wish tags. When you walk in, you'll see the little silver tree in the lobby. This program started also on November 8th. And today, as of Monday, we have received 733 tags. And those are the ones that I have taken in from other sites. So businesses, but they kind of overextended themselves and they had to call us as an SOS to get rid of the tags. I sent out a blast to Rec 1, said we had an emergency, and by noon, all of the tags were gone. So, I mean,
It's awesome.
and our residents
Yeah.
are unbelievable. And a lot of these tags that I'm emailing, we're the only site that emails tags out. They're randomly selected. No one has complained about what they were given. And I have people as far as California that are
That's
asking for
great.
tags. It's
So you're
awesome.
doing it by email like
Yep.
that. That's
Yeah.
great.
So I'm happy that we can provide the service. And last year we had helped over 1,000 families, and we are gonna blow that number out of the water, so. I'm thrilled at how this is going, and so things of my very own. Our annual tree lighting is this Friday, from 5 to 6. The Niskuna High School Choir will be here singing holiday songs. And hot chocolate and candy canes will be served, and that is, thanks to a contribution from the Niskuna Community Foundation. So that should be another amazing night. And then-
Starting at 5, right?
Starting, yep, from 5 to 6. And on Saturday is our annual Parents Night Out, which is held from 6 to 9 for children ages 4 to 10. Admittance is free, but they have to bring one toy for Toys for Tots. So it's a nice night for parents to go out and go shopping or do what have you. And there'll be arts and crafts, and the kids will be watching The Polar Express, which is one of my favorite movies. And lastly, the ski club, our annual ski club for the high school students for grades 9 to 12 is running January 10th through February 14th. Parent chaperones are always welcome. There's 4 free chaperone passes per trip. And if anyone would like to help, they just contact Julie Lore. And I know Bill has gone on a summer
Very
vacation.
nice
It's a
evening.
fun night. And as far as the senior program, Linda could not be here because they are swamped because of the 1 week Thanksgiving being a week later. They said they are tons of programs. Things are constantly changing. So if anybody has any questions or wants to know what's going on, to check the website.
They do have their December 12th dinner coming up.
Yeah, they're full. They have a wait list. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We want to bring that up. And that's it. Right on.
Thank you for,
So, we had a really good time.
I enjoyed it, but
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
now that you started it, now that you started doing that,
Oh, yeah.
It is chocolate chip season too, just so you know.
Was supposed to have them here on the table. Last night was, I was battling with a tomato cage, making a tree, so. I promise you'll get your.
Lori makes the best chocolate chip cookies ever.
Oh, and I forgot. Reese Smith, thank you for the flatbed.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for the tree. Thank you for everything they do for our department. Could not do it without Ray and his crew. The lobby decorated, amazing. I think it's done. They're awesome. Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome. I will give the guys your thank you.
Yeah. And so polite too.
They always enjoy working for you.
They were
I
happy.
think they would
got
rather
it.
work for you than me. No doubt about it.
our next meeting is January 2nd, 8 AM. Does that work for everybody?
Hey.
I know. Be here quickly, right?
Think about it.
It's gonna be January, oh my
I
God.
know.
Oh, and then we can have the job fair the next day.
You know, if you really desire that, you just put forth some people that are willing to put it together and have at it, right?
All right. Second,
Second.
those in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed? None opposed.
Holidays.
Thank you. Yes.
Tonight, what's?
Ray, do you have, do you have a?
Yeah, you got that in from the
Okay.
wire, huh?
Because
Not
could you just,
Yeah, just before.
like, before you leave
Yeah.
tonight, can we do just a test?
Yes.
Still on it, that's okay. But, we got lucky.
Weather would tell out just right.
Yeah, we got